I have word that correspondent Wally Ballou is standing by with what he tells us is one of the most unusual and interesting interviews he's ever lined up. So come in, please, Wally Ballou.
Lee Ballou standing by with a gentleman my staff tells me is one of the most unusual and interesting interviews we've ever lined up. I wonder if you'd tell us your name, sir.
No, I'm afraid I can't do that.
You hiding from the police or something like that?
No, I can't tell you my name because I'm one of the very few people in America with a name that's completely unpronounceable.
Well, could you spell it for us?
Well, that's all you can do with it. It's spelled W.W.Q.L.C.W.
W.W.Q.L.C.W. You sure that's a name and not the call letters of some radio station?
No, it's my name, all right, but there's no way to pronounce it. I've been trying for years. It's got me beat.
I certainly never heard it before. What nationality is it?
Well, my grandfather came from Iraq originally, and I've got a hunch that when he changed the letters from the Arabic alphabet into English, he goofed something awful.
I guess that could be. Do you still have relatives back in the old country?
Oh, yeah, cousins, uncles, things like that.
Oh, how do they pronounce the name?
They pronounce it Abernathy.
Well, I don't see how you could possibly get Abernathy out of that jumble of letters you rattled off there.
Well, I don't either. That's what made me think Grandpa really loused up the translation when he got here.
I should think having a name like yours would create quite a few problems for you.
Well, yes, it does. Like the phone company refuses to list me in the directory. When I spelled my name for them, they thought I was some kind of a nut.
Yeah, I could see how they would.
And you take the time, like when my home was robbed, they ran a little story in our local paper about it, and the linotype operator got fired.
How come?
Well, you see, my name was mentioned 3 times in the story, and the publisher figured that anybody who'd make that many typographical errors in one paragraph must be drunk.
Oh, too bad the fellow lost his job because of your name.
Well, I felt terrible. I wanted to call the publisher, but I couldn't because I didn't know how to pronounce who I was.
What do you do in your everyday life? Go by your first name?
I don't have one. You see, my folks didn't know what would go well with my last name either, so they never figured out just how to pronounce it. So my birth certificate just lists me as infant, W.W.Q.L.C.W.
I see.
But I think it's kind of ridiculous for a man my age to go around calling himself infant.
I agree. And now this is Wally Ballou saying thanks and so long until next time.
I'd like to say hello to my brother on your program, but I don't know how to pronounce his name either.